You probably know from one of my previous videos that aesthetics have been more prominent than ever. And when you think about vaporwave aesthetic, one of the biggest components of it is the element of nostalgia associated with it. So I thought it would be fitting if I made a video about a specific electronic that we all look back with nostalgia, and that is the first generation iPad. I am going to compare this specific electronic versus some of the other more modern electronics that I have, try to determine to the best of my ability without the use of science what makes it so nostalgic, and take the biggest, fattest, most refreshing walk down memory lane. Alright, so here's some basic context with what was popping in the world when the iPad was first released. I'm looking up the release date of the iPad. It appears to be on April 3rd, 2010. Because I have not done my prior research to filming this video because of my strict no science policy, I'm just going to show you a bunch of images that I think pretty much defines the year 2010. Comparing that to some of the stuff that we have now, this was a time before Instagram influencers, before Jake Paul, before Donald Trump, a time where Noah Centineo didn't exist. This was honestly the peak of US history. There is a certain bliss with not knowing. Both the technological advances that we would have in the future and the stupid ass influencers and YouTubers who have came to prominence. We had no idea the coronavirus was gonna happen. We had no idea Vine was gonna die. And because we didn't know, we had the privilege of anticipating what it's going to look like in the future, and thus, all of the bad were neglected in our dystopian vision in 2010. So in a way, nostalgia is ignorance. Nostalgia is the longing for ignorance, the longing for a time where there was more to look forward to. Technology, in my opinion, in my personal scientific opinion of my brain, technology is constantly advancing, and it's a great thing until it reaches the point of no return where, as Mr. Elon Musk said, the robots are going to take over. Remember how much Siri creeped you out the first time it was introduced? And then we were relieved when we found out that Siri was a dumbass who would only recite "What does the fox say?" And because in 2010 we didn't have to worry about that tipping point, about the point where it all goes to trash, we were happier. Utilities, what keeps the engine running, the core, the skeleton of the electronic. Alright, let's take a look at this calendar. Okay, first impression, you have to respect the user interface. How much it looks like an actual calendar. They even have the little binding little circles. And then when you look to a contemporary iPhone, all you see is numbers, lines, and dots. It is precisely... You see, Apple wanted people to think that this is not an electronic, that this is actually just several appliances in one. You have your agenda, yes, it is here. It looks exactly like an agenda. It looks like an agenda, and that makes complete, total sense to me. When we are stripped of the privilege of actually carrying an appliance in our electronic, what we're left with are just lines and numbers. This no longer looks like a real calendar. And herein lies the problem. Herein lies the problem. Because we are straying further and further away from reality. What was once reality becomes something like a dream, like a fairy tale, like something we long for to us, that we've reached the point, in design at least, of no return, just like the technology thing. This is all connected. We cannot go back and make this more complicated because that goes against the biology of human development. This calendar is representative of the start of that change, but it has not yet changed. So we are in this little limbo situation where this is the past and this is the future and this is the first generation iPad. So now we're done talking about the calendar. Going into our notepad, you see the same thing applies. Let's add a note. font choice. Is it kind of ugly? Yes, but it's human, it's personal, and that's the difference. Thinking of think of companies now, think of all the startups, everything that impresses a person nowadays for usability, for user interface, for user experience, everything is about the seamless transition. But no, what about the personability? What about the personality? You slowly strip away the human in the phone, and now it is strictly a robot, a machine, and not the good kind. So now what makes it nostalgic is the complete integration of human and robot. Now if I go to the notes in my current iPhone, blank, absolutely blank. There's nothing on the page, which technically a blank canvas is the gateway to more creativity. However, in this case, it kind of just hits you in the head like a cold shower. There is no more pomp, and that's why this iPad is more nostalgic. Looking at the top charts for paid games, Minecraft. I do not know about you, but Minecraft first came out. Let's see when it first came out. Minecraft came out in 2009. Yes, after careful deliberation, I have decided that I am not going to talk about the games of the now. So first of all, we have the classic Talking Tom. Who can forget about Talking Tom and his Talking Friends collection? We have our beloved cat just kind of listening and repeating to everything that you are saying, giving you its complete attention while also kind of requiring attention from you in return. Hello, Santa.
Hello, this is VoiceOver Rachel. Since for the rest of the video I make approximately 0 meaningful points, I thought I'd just show you a montage of me playing some games and let's revel in the capital N nostalgia, shall we?